everybody. I'm Dr. Lindsay Coble.
Dr. Noel Crosby, and we are the Sound Sisters, and this is the Hearing Diaries. And today we're going to start off our segment with Lindsay talking a little bit about our Be Curious segment.
So, today on Be Curious, what we want to highlight is the 12 new hearing aid and service codes that are coming our way in 2026. At this point, Noel and I are not experts on these new codes, but we have been given information about an audiology resources boot camp being put on by Kim Cavett. That is September 11th and 12th in Chicago. And she's also going to be offering virtual trainings around these new service codes. Also, in that email, I saw that it was highlighted that there will be ADA free sessions put on by Kim if you are an ADA member. So this is something that all of us need to be aware of heading into 2026, and it'll be here before we know it. So we're all going to learn together.
Yes, and I think that, it's easy just to say, oh, this isn't going to affect us, and we'll just, not worry about it right now. But I feel like these codes may affect us. Like, I think we all have different opinions about them,
Mhm,
but I feel like whenever things are bundled together,
mhm,
it can cause problems with us. Like Lindsay and I were talking before, like a hearing test was bundled together, and
mhm,
now we get less for a full hearing test than
mhm,
we do if we just do air conduction and speech. And so I'm
mhm.
just a little concerned that insurance companies will find a way to take these codes and try to pay us less because of it for those that are, using them for insurances.
Mhm.
But I also saw, and I was trying to find the email, that ADA now has some resources
Yes,
about
I
these
do believe
codes
there's
too.
more resources out there. Yes.
Yeah, so
And
Kim's having her class
yeah.
there. You can take some classes at the ADA meeting, and then you can
Mhm,
also go onto the ADA website and utilize their resources. So
mhm.
be curious about this because it may affect us
Yeah. And
for
I think
sure.
be open to learning and conversation too. I think I
Yes.
probably need to have some conversations with my fellow Indiana colleagues about how they're utilizing these codes and planning
Yes.
to change. So, yeah,
Yeah,
be
that's a good
curious.
thought. And I'll do some more education with Florida Academy as well, or the
Hmm.
Florida audiologists as
Hmm.
well. All
Yeah.
right, so moving on, be curious about that. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about my recent trip, my recent Here in the Call trip to Indonesia. And then we're going to talk about, I was able to do an actual presentation to some of the Indonesia doctors and hearing techs about diabetes and hearing loss. And
Mhm.
boy, that was so eye-opening. So we'll talk
Mhm.
about that a little bit as well.
And
But first,
I think I'm
yeah,
so excited to learn from your perspective. We haven't talked a whole lot about your presentation that you did over there. And
right.
I know that there's that connection between diabetes and hearing loss, but I'm excited to learn about what exactly you presented on. And you've dove
Yes.
into this topic a little bit more than I have. So I'm excited to learn.
Okay, great. So first, what I'll do is I'll just talk a little bit about my trip. So we went to Indonesia with Hearing the Call, and this was the third time that we've been to Indonesia, and we partnered. So wherever we go, we always partner with a facility or a
Mhm.
foundation, or so we partnered with this group that were just so helpful, and they do all the groundwork. So they find all the kids, they find all the people that need our services, and then we come and we provide the hearing aids and the testing and the ear cleaning. But this time we actually partnered with a facility where there was a doctor who came in
Mm.
and she was helpful in doing a lot of the wax removal. And we saw a lot of severe to profound children.
Oh,
So there were a
wow.
lot of children that we saw this time. And some of them were children that we had seen the last time that we were there,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe their hearing aids weren't working or they needed better hearing aid or a second hearing
Mm-hmm.
aid. So we ended up doing a lot of fittings on these children that had pretty significant hearing losses.
What ages are these children that you see?
So most of the ones that we saw were, I think I would say like 5 and
Mm.
up.
Okay, so you can do a pretty
Um,
traditional hearing test with them.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, still for me, I'm not a pediatric audiologist,
Yeah.
so I always want to partner with somebody if we're going to do play audiometry.
Uh-huh.
We also had some Indonesian audiologists that came. There were two of them every day, two or three every day that came and worked with us.
Oh,
And so
cool.
that we got to partner with them and like just learn about the things that they're doing there. And you know what they're doing a lot of? They're doing a lot of ASR or
Oh,
it's some kind of
ASSR testing?
yes,
Yeah.
and they're actually like plotting out audiograms with that and
Oh.
using that as some of their ways of trying to decide how to fit the children with hearing aids. So that was kind
Mm.
of new to us. And
Rather than like an ABR? I mean,
they're doing some ABRs too with that, and they like would plot that out. But I feel like they thought that the other test was more
mm,
reliable.
mm,
So the kids that we could
neat.
do the play audiometry on, we tried to, get results with that as well.
Mm.
And just some of the kids I met were just so sweet. I actually have a video that we can post on the Sound Sisters if you
Oh,
want
fun.
to.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay, they're making a few more, so I'll pick one that's
Hmm.
good. Anybody that wants to watch that. And
Hmm.
remember, everybody can come on a Hearing the Call trip. If you know somebody who's an Entheos member and you want to take advantage of going with them, your pricing would be a little bit less, but if you just want to come as a volunteer, you do not have to be a member of Entheos to take advantage of coming on a trip. Unfortunately, this is the last time we're actually going to Indonesia, so
Mm.
we won't be going back to that part of the world, but we did partner with an audiologist from Australia who has a foundation did a lot of work in um, Africa, where she set
Mm.
up a school in Africa. And I'm trying to think of, I don't know why I'm having a mental block right
Mm.
now where it is,
Mm.
but she is closer to Indonesia.
Oh, so
So
she'll take
she's
over.
going to partner with
Nice.
the team in Indonesia now, and it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we won't ever go back. That doesn't mean we can't join her the next
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
But we here in the call won't be the main
Mm-hmm.
company, main
Well,
foundation
nice that you
sponsor.
could at least hand that off, that you know
Yeah, it
you're
was
in good
really nice to
hands.
go with
And yeah,
somebody
that's
that,
neat.
is closer and she's amazing, the things
Hmm.
that she does. So
What is the I'm curious about what is the
yes.
education of the Indonesia audiologist? What is their
And that was a
education
little
background?
interesting. So
Oh,
we got some mixed messages about it. A lot of places that we go, it's certainly not an AUD, but some places, the audiologist, we've even been to some countries where the audiologist was higher up than the ENTs or things like that. Like
oh,
it's really interesting how
interesting.
every country is different. I
Huh?
think most of these was some kind of a college education. Then they
Okay.
also have hearing aid techs and
Mm,
they have hearing aid stores. So, so they do have resources available.
mm,
And so we kind of worked with a lot of the different professions in that respect.
mm. Neat. Yeah, what a learning experience. And it's so neat to hear how other countries do things
Yes,
in
yes.
every
And
every
just to,
aspect of the world.
have respect for each other and what
Mhm.
we do and our education. And it was great working with the different ones on different days,
So fun.
learning all about them. Yeah. So that was really good.
Neat.
Anyway, it was a great trip, and I did take advantage of some going to some places before the Indonesia trip and then after. So I was able to go to South Korea and also Thailand for a few days and a week after, before and after, which was thoroughly enjoyable.
What was your favorite part? If you had to tell someone else who's
I
never been
loved
over there.
South Korea.
Oh, you love South Korea. Oh.
Yes, it was very organized and clean and efficient.
Hmm.
And they have so much skincare there. Have you heard about the
I've heard
South
about that. I
Korean
see it on my
skincare?
like TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. There's a ton of, but every block there was just skincare, skincare,
Oh my
skincare. So
gosh.
I thought I'd be smart and buy some, and a friend of mine wanted me to get her some. So I ended up with all this skincare products that I was bringing back. But what I didn't keep in mind was that it weighed a lot, and my
Oh.
suitcases were already overloaded because I did what I always do, and I packed too much. And I already came with it almost fully, fully
Back
the
to the
weight that
gills.
I could have. And then the smaller airlines in between have a different weight limit.
Oh
So you
God.
could only bring like 20 kilograms. So at one point, going from Indonesia to Thailand, we ended up talking to this guy at the airline, and he ended up giving me a box,
Oh,
just a cardboard box that I packed all my stuff in and sealed it all up. And so I was able to get to to get to Bangkok without having to pay a $350 fee
oh my
for
gosh.
all the extra weight. And then I bought a suitcase in Bangkok. So I ended up coming home with two suitcases, which
Oh,
worked much better. So
oh my
keep that
gosh.
in mind when you're traveling, that
Is
all
the
the different,
skincare super affordable?
it's a lot less, let's say
Oh,
that. But I think some of those TikTok products are pretty good, and
well, I just wonder, are they real? Is it a
I
scam?
think you have to be really careful.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Good
that there's a
telling.
lot of scams with that. And I even heard like a lot of Amazon products. You think you're
Mm.
getting the right product, and people are just counterfeiting it.
Oh,
So
I believe
you do have to be
it.
careful what
I
you're
know.
getting.
Scary
Yeah,
world out there. Scary world
it is.
out there. Okay,
I
I'm
know.
excited to hear about your diabetes presentation.
Yes. So I don't know if everyone's aware of Kathy Dowd and the audiology I can't, the audiology project
Get it out.
TAP, right?
Yes.
So she has been working for, I would say, 20 years or so to get diabetes and hearing loss recognized by the different they like there's a whole group, they're called the PPOD group, and it's like the podiatrists, the dentists, the
Mm,
I'm not sure what the other ones are, the ophthalmology,
mm,
like, and also adding audiology to that. So she's really moved that along a bit because there is so much to learn about diabetes and hearing loss and balance. And I think it's something that we're not really that aware of. So a
mhm,
few years ago, I was part of her TAP organization in Florida, and I really learned a lot about it. And I did a presentation at the Florida Academy of Audiology, and I learned a lot at the time. But then I got busy and distracted, and I kind of got away from that knowledge. So when we were asked to do a presentation in Indonesia to the doctors and the audiologists and the techs, they were saying, "What do you want to do it on?" So we came up with tinnitus. We thought that would be
mhm,
something, we didn't know how much awareness they had of it. And
mhm,
then we thought, well, let's do this on diabetes and hearing loss because I feel like that might be an important issue for them.
mhm.
So surprisingly, when we looked up the prevalence of diabetes in Indonesia, it is the fifth largest group of people that have it in any country.
Oh my
So there's
gosh.
a lot of diabetes in Indonesia,
Wow.
and there was not a lot of awareness of the professionals about it.
Mm. Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
Spreading awareness.
Yes. So I think it went over really well. I think that it really opened their eyes to things. We just talked a lot about the statistics about it, and then we discussed the prevalence, what are some of the conditions that can happen when you have diabetes, how it affects different parts of your ear,
Mhm,
and how it affects your balance, and what are some of the tests you can do to find out how to diagnose this, and how to work with other professionals in the area that can help you to educate more people
mm.
about the prevalence of hearing loss when somebody does have diabetes and balance problems. So, it was really a thorough presentation about it. And I'm also getting ready to do this again in Mississippi at the Mississippi Hearing and Speech Association meeting September 19th. So that was a good jump into,
Yeah.
yes. And now that I've done it, now I'm like, I want to go out there and I want to educate the community more about it. And I
Yeah.
want to educate more audiologists about it because, we all get so busy in our practice. We're not always thinking about that. But
Mm,
Kathy Dowd also has a whole website, the
mm,
Audiology Project, which
mm,
will post the link to that website
mm.
below this video when
Yeah.
we
You can
post.
include it with the
So you
video.
can always go on there. You can reach out to her. She also has different groups in different states that are working on trying to get more awareness about it. So I think it's a topic that is really worth exploring.
Hmm. If you like when you say get get out in your community a little more about diabetes, who would you say would be your first like contact? Do you think
Yeah,
primary
so I would
care? Or
talk
you
to
think,
your ophthalmologist, your
hmm,
optometrist, I would talk to there's diabetes educators in the area.
mm-hmm,
I would talk to your podiatrists,
mm-hmm,
just your healthcare workers, your people maybe in nursing homes,
mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm.
educate, even just primary care doctors, because I don't even know if they're aware
Yeah.
of the link with the hearing
And do
imbalance.
you find, like to put it in brief, do those with diabetes, are they more likely to show sensory neural hearing loss sooner, or it's
Yes.
likely to be more significant?
Yes, yes, and more maybe even different configurations,
Hmm.
maybe lower pitch loss and different problems associated with that.
Okay. Hmm.
And so I can talk more about the specific statistics at
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
Sound
Maybe
Sisters
after you do
conference.
the Mississippi talk and see how
Yeah.
that's perceived, and who was your audience in Indonesia? Were these
Yeah,
audiologists?
so it was a few doctors
Mm-hmm.
that had come from like different islands. There's so many different islands in Indonesia. And then it was the staff of this company that sponsored it. It was actually like a medical equipment,
Mm-hmm.
not just audiology, but just medical equipment. So then they also brought in different techs from that worked with hearing aids and hearing
Mm-hmm.
population there, and then some of the audiologists in the area as
Hmm.
well.
So great. So great. Yeah,
Yeah,
just another thing, like you said, your initial thought was let's talk about tinnitus, but I feel like we just overlook some of these comorbidities, and
yeah,
diabetes is such a prevalent one. I
yeah.
wonder,
And
you said it
what
was
was
the fifth most prevalent condition in
in
Indonesia.
Indonesia?
What is
And
it
then
in the United States? Do you know?
yeah, I
I
don't
wonder
have
if
that
it's
off
like
the
top
top of my head.
10,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sure United States is one of the countries in that top five
Yeah, I believe
that
it.
have more
Yeah.
diabetes.
Yeah.
So I have lots of statistics about it.
Well,
I just don't.
we can get into another time, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it's pretty common among my patient base. Quite a few people mention
Yes.
it.
And then, there's a different types of diabetes, one and two, but it's really
Yes.
the two. Oh, and then also I had read and seen things saying that Alzheimer's is actually type 3 diabetes. I've heard
Oh,
they're
really?
calling it that. Don't quote
Mhm.
me on that, but
Mhm.
there's definitely some link between that.
Oh,
And I think that,
interesting.
yeah, so
Between how
it's
diabetes shows up and how Alzheimer's settles in. Interesting.
yeah. So there's
Huh.
definitely links with that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure I
So
know.
it's a very interesting topic,
Such an
and I
interesting
think
topic.
that checking out Kathy's info about it, and
Yeah.
then just taking time to educate your community, and then that will help with, also helping you grow your practice because you're
Mhm.
seeing the patients that may be underserved in your area or who need your assistance as well, who no one else really understands.
Yes, yes. And such a good just reminder of a topic to get out there and tell people about.
Yeah,
So yeah, thank you, Noel. So
you're
fun. Welcome
welcome.
back. Welcome home after your
Thank
trip.
you.
Such
Thank
a
you.
fun trip
And
around the world, literally around the world.
yes. Oh, yeah. And that was the other funny thing. The timing, just coming
Oh,
back and
how many
it was
days have you been
cold.
back now?
I got back on late Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, are you still jet lagged or you're coming
I
back?
think I'm better now, but
Yeah.
it did take me a few days to get myself back in the swing of
Oh,
things. So
yeah, it always hits me pretty hard. It takes me about a week usually, I feel like.
yeah.
You're just better at it than I am. Ooh. But yeah, nice talking, Noel. Now we have
Yeah,
a
thank you.
couple of
So
guests. We have a couple
coming up,
guests
yeah,
coming
we
up.
have some great guests coming up. I'm not
Mhm.
going to share them yet, but you will get to know who they are. They're
Yeah.
great guests. Such a great thing to be able to share all these wonderful things that everybody's doing, and I'm enjoying it.
I know. It's a fun conversation. So thank you for joining us on the
Yeah.
Sound Sisters.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time on the Sound Sisters.